all you need to know about this, this is part of the YA novel I'm working on. Max, the main character, is a 17-year-old trans boy living in southern Indiana, actually in my hometown of Evansville. It's almost Illinois and almost Kentucky. He doesn't have a good home life, so his government teacher, Mr. Carter, keeps an extra eye on him and makes sure he eats on the weekend. This is the day after Max blew up at two of his friends in the middle of Mr. Carter's class, and Mr. Carter is about to call him out. I can't believe how poorly you treated your classmates yesterday. I dropped my last frog into a puddle of ketchup and scowled. I'm an asshole, so people take me seriously. Mr. Carter tilts his head. Have you tried respect? My stomach rumbles. I shove my fists into my pockets. You don't understand. I'll never be tall like you. Even on T, I'm not going to have a deep voice like you. I'm too small. So I puff myself up, make myself bigger, you know, and act like an asshole. That's what guys do. What about Jack? Jack's too nice, I say, unlike me. Don't know why I'm telling you this anyway. A cis guy like you can't get it. Mr. Carter raises his eyebrows. He pulls his phone out of his pocket and starts scrolling. He stares at it for a minute, one corner of his mouth turned up, before he turns his phone to face me. Here. Everything in the picture is Sandy. The desert in the background and the fatigues the soldier's wearing. Her hair's pulled back into a ponytail and tucked up under a hat. She's smiling with one corner of her mouth turned up. Shit. The word vibrates in my chest and tumbles out of my mouth. I pull the phone out of Mr. Carter's hand and zoom in. It's grainy, but I can still see the shape of his eyes and his broad nose. I look up at Mr. Carter's face with its Saturday stubble, and back at the photo of him, clean-faced, 20 years younger, and, you're a trans? My voice cracks. Mr. Carter nods, prying his phone out of my sweaty hands. Just like you. I feel like I'm going to pitch sideways onto the sticky countertop. Why didn't you tell me? No one at school knows. I didn't want to put you in a position where you'd have to lie. But, I say, Mr. Carter holds up a hand. He's watching me with all the intensity that he gives me when I'm telling him about my sister. You need an adult like you to call you out on your shit. I say, what shit? You should know. No one's going to take me seriously if I don't act like a guy. Mr. Carter shakes his head. There's a difference between passing and acting like you did in my class. Being aggressive toward Beth and Jack, they care about you. If I talk, my voice will wobble. I swallow, trying to get that under control while Mr. Carter keeps talking. When I went into the Army, I thought I was going to find out how real men acted firsthand. Sure, my CO taught me how to stand up straight. But he also taught me to demean women and gay guys and Muslims and pretend each act of violence turned me into more of a man. Mr. Carter leans forward and lowers his voice, his eyes locked on mine. He was wrong. My hands are shaking in my pockets. I glance up at the cracked ceiling, blinking fast. Hurting people doesn't make me a man, he says. Does it make you one? The ceiling fan spins and blurs. I press my sweatshirt sleeves to my face and shake my head hard. Every time my eyelashes flutter against the cloth, I see the way Beth stumbled backward when I screamed at them, how Jack pushed his hands against his ears. My head buzzes. A broad hand rests against my right shoulder. I swallow back a raspy sound. Max, he says so softly that I have to sob. I've seen you hold Jack's hand through his panic attacks. I'm proud of that quiet strength. You are at your best when you're gentle.